Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Amy and Bev.
Good day.
Happy day, happy day. What's happening, sister? What's
What's happening?
going on in your
Actually, a lot of what'd you say?
so what's going on in your world?
Oh,
Kind
a
of
lot of
dominated the last conversation, so
I think it kind of went. I think it was balanced, honestly. No, I would say a lot of love and a lot of love for self, honestly. These things that I feel now, I've never felt before in my life, and it's pretty wonderful. We had a conversation around the house and talking about the things that, because I've talked about wanting to travel and stuff, but it's like do I really want to? My main focus is to be loved. Is to be loved, to feel loved, to have this constant flow within me and maintain that at all times. And so that's what I've been working on. That's the focus I've been working on. It's everything that kind of comes up, I sit with it. I sit and feel whatever it feels like. If I feel whatever the emotion is, it doesn't matter if it's a happy or sad emotion. I sit with it. I feel it. I be with it. And so I've been doing that a lot, and it's been very empowering for myself. It's very motivational. We talked a lot about AI in the second part of our thing last night, but it's like I too use Chat GPT, and it's like it's helped me. I'm creating a program right now of how to teach others to be able to be in this isness, this being state at all times, and from a child perspective. Because I think from a child perspective, by doing that, it helps everybody can understand from a child perspective. So it's like if I can do that with, and I can, and I'm doing it. So I'm like pumped up about it. So you're talking about all this stuff that you're pumped up about it. It's like I feel you. And it's like it's like this whole time I've been looking for following my passions and not knowing what passions were or what my passions were. And it's like if I kept focusing on that and because that's still outside of myself in some ways it was. I was looking outside of myself for what, oh, is that my passion? Is that it? Or maybe that's it over there, looking around for that all the time and it wasn't coming. And it's like the only way it could get here is by me focusing in on the heart. And it's like there's a couple of videos that you've seen of me in the last, I don't know, probably a couple of months. It's been going on since August. There's been a lot of heaviness and a lot of emotion, but God, I am so grateful and thankful for all that because if I didn't go through that stuff, I wouldn't know more about me. Everything that I've experienced has led me back into myself because we're in a time-space reality that you can't rely on the things outside of yourself. And I don't want to. I want to be within myself and creating the things that I want to see outside of myself. So it's like it's this journey has totally shifted for me. My life has totally it's changed. I have the same address. I'm still located in the same place. But my perspective on things are totally different. And they're growing every single day. It's it's exciting. Like you said, it's exciting. It's not so this is not a place that I've ever been before, and I love it. I love it. Give me some more of that.
yeah.
And then, so what I keep saying, because it's something we've talked about so much, and even when I feel good, or even if I feel not so good, I'm like, well, how can it get better than this? I'm constantly asking myself that all day long. And I'm constantly being shown how it could get better than that. It's like how? Like you just showed me that? Like, but okay, how can it get better than that? I don't even know. I don't even know because it's the happiness from within. It's not about all the outside stuff. It's not about the relationships because if I don't have a good relationship within here, within myself, then the outside relationships are just reflecting what's inside of me. If I want to be the love and be this great love, I have to be the great love within myself. And so that's what I've learned. That's my journey, and I'm loving it.
Yep. And last year was that 9 year cycle for numerology.
Mhm.
So 2025 we went through the 9, which is the end of a cycle, which is you know the clearing and the wrapping things up and the ending of things so new things could start in 2026 and new beginnings. And um sometimes those 9 years are rough, right? Sometimes they're
Yeah,
rough.
for me it was rough. It
Yeah.
felt like it.
Yeah. So we want to honor those times in our lives where we are experiencing what may seem difficult, heavy, chaos, hard, because on the other side of it, is growth, expansion, exhilaration, gratitude. Like so much comes from those things that seem so hard. And I had some moments last year as well where I just like, man, I don't know how, I knew I'd get through it, but man, it just sucked really. um
Yeah.
and then get on the other side of it, it's like a breath of fresh air. The sun is shining and life keeps going, and I'm a better person within myself, right? So it's like, okay, well, it's not that I really want to choose to keep doing that, but the other side's been pretty amazing. So uh having making a choice, I would say making a choice, because we're always making choices every single day, all day long. We're making choices. Make a choice to be more mindful about experiences that may seem heavy, and choose to learn from them and not stay stuck in them. Yeah. So
100%.
so here's a prime example. Minute right now. Uh, about a week ago, it's going to be a little bit longer after this recording, of course, because recordings are not going to come out until about mid-January, but at the end of December. How's that? End of December, going into a new year. My mom went in the hospital, and at the beginning stages, you're getting the bits and pieces of what's being fed to you, because we don't live in the same, we're 2 states away. So getting bits and pieces of information as it comes from the doctors and the relatives that are with her, and so you're trying to process this and keep it together, because you're in that space of unknown, and that's usually what wraps us, gets us going, is that unknown. I don't know what's gonna happen. What's happening? um and I started, so proud of myself, because I started getting into the stories in my head of, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that, right? The whole doom and gloom, um, going down a rabbit hole that I could have easily went down if I was going to choose to do that route. Those thoughts started coming in, and I was like, hold on, no, you don't have all the information yet. You're creating stories that aren't even true. You're projecting something into the future that you don't want to happen. You're getting wrapped up in emotional stuff that, why are you getting wrapped up in emotional stuff? What's that all about? Right. So then it's like, okay, well, where are these emotions actually tied to? What emotions am I storing in my body, or experiences am I storing in my body that are being allowed to surface for me to look at, that are past experiences, not current, past? So I started going through that process. I was like, okay. And this is within one morning on my way to work, within like a 5-minute period. Thoughts came in. I was like, nope. What is this really about? Start sifting through it. Like, oh, okay, we're good. Go about my day. And then it was more of the emotion of scared, being scared is what I would say. Scared. Okay, well, can you control this? Do you have control over whether she stays or transitions? Do you, like, start asking myself all these questions that were based around control? And I was like, nope. The answer across the board was nope, nope, nope. Okay, well, what can you do? Well, I can visualize her well-being. I can visualize the doctors, or that they are bringing their A game in her, in taking care of her, and the staff, and she has to have surgery, so the surgery goes well, and right. So I can do that, and at the same time, my primary focus is this experience is for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. Whether she stays or goes, that is not the point. It's for the highest and greatest good of all of us who are in this experience and what each of us are going to get out of it. And for
Yes.
me, it's already been personal growth.
Yeah.
I can't control it. I can only control my thoughts. I can recognize what my thoughts are actually conjuring up as far as my emotional state. Like, I can control all that. I can't control if she goes into surgery and decides to transition. I have no control over that. What do I have control over? I can get there and go see her and be with her before the surgery. I can do that. I can have a few moments with her and enjoy our time together. I can do that. That's in my control. I can do my visualization of her well-being. That's in my, like, I have control over a lot of things. I don't have control over what her and her spirit's agreement is and what she decides to do. And
Yeah.
so I had to really sift through that and be okay. And so I've had very minimal conversations outside in my personal world with people. I was with a whole group of women last night, never once mentioned anything about it, because what do people do? Oh my gosh, when I had surgery, or my husband had surgery, or this happened or that happened. Oh, and it's like I didn't want the night to be dominated by that conversation or
Yeah.
stories or, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't want any
Yeah.
of that. We laughed, we had a good time, we were playing a game, and it was great. And that's the energy that's important to hold and have, than sitting in sorrow, misery, and doom and gloom over something I have no control over.
100%.
So I am
So
in it.
true.
I'm in it right now as we're recording this. I'm in this experience right now. So,
Yeah.
and if I was in my doom and gloom, I would have said, Bev, I don't have the wherewithal to do this video today, and I need to reschedule, and I don't know when I'm where we're going to be able to come back. Like,
Yeah.
so this is not a facade. This is not me putting on my big girl panties and showing up and getting this done. This, you can tell the difference. And this is me showing up in my authenticity about this experience that's happening right now.
Yeah. You're walking the walk.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. You know, something else that came up is almost, you were talking in the last video about your AI and creating an image. It's like creating an image where you can visualize your mom being the healthiest that she's ever been. It's being able to see that. And then during our last video, it also reminded me, because it's still artwork. So when you're creating your art and you're all pumped up and you're like, yeah, this is so exciting, and you're like getting so thrilled about it, and you're creating that, that's going to come out from that image that you created from that artwork. So that's another way that that energy is being shared to others. And now, like you said, do we have control over someone's health and well-being? We do not. But we can certainly benefit them. We can feed more positivity energy into that whole situation, and it could shift everybody else. But it's like, it's so true. It's out of our hands, and you're walking the walk, really. You spoke about all this stuff, and that's something too that I've had to learn, is we learn to walk what we've been talking about. And that's what I'm doing now. And it took me a long time to get into that space to recognize that, but now it's like it's implemented. It's part of the program. It's happening, and it's showing up, and I can see it in you. I can feel it in you. So it's just a wonderful space to be. And it really takes a lot of responsibility off you, and also knowing that there's a bigger picture here. There's something bigger that we can learn from in this whole situation.
Yeah.
And not just for you, for so many other people that it gets to touch,
Yeah.
even
And
the staff.
yep. And I'll say, I didn't I didn't bring it up at our group last night. It was a group of women. We got together to play a game. I didn't bring it up not one time with anybody at that event. What I did do on the external world is I have a Facebook group called Walking This Journey with Amy Wade, and I'm in a mastermind group. And what I did do was say, calling all prayer warriors, healers, Reiki practitioners, and then gave them some information about what was going on. And then after that, I said, this is my ask. Please say a prayer or envision, about the staff and the doctors and all that, and that my mom's medical experiences right now are being cleared, and there's ease and flow with the parts of her body. And I gave a little bit better description than that. I'm just being vague here, but gave them specific things onto what to focus on. And hold the vision of her well-being, and that this is experiences for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. So there's over 300 people in my Facebook group. I'm not sure the count on the mastermind group, but there's a lot of people in that group. And it's setting the intention of what I want. And all the responses that I went through and read, all the responses, and they were like prayers, sending love and light, sending healing. Like, that's what I want. I don't want the doom and gloom, the stories, the sad, I don't want any of that. I want this to be a high vibrational energy experience, which means by me making those posts, people who would typically not stay in the doom and gloom about something, they're seeing a different side of how to move through an experience. Focusing on what you want, asking for what you want. And that's what I did. And now all those participants who have responded are part of that experience. They're a part of my mom's experience right now. I said, hey, my mom's surgery was on Wednesday. Please set an alarm on Wednesday at noon to hold the vision if you feel guided. It's always a choice. Like, I'm not demanding it. I'm asking. If you feel guided at this time on this day, please do this. Well, her surgery got moved up to Monday. So I put it on there. Hey, if you feel guided, her surgery appointment has changed, and put it out there, right? So it's asking for what you want. I am doing that of physical human beings, but this is what we can do with the universe as well. When I'm putting it out there to them, I'm putting it out there to the universe. And again, it's not that I can control anything, but my job and what's in my control is to focus on what I want. And this is true for anything in your life: finances, relationships, career, health, all of it. Focus on what you want, ask for what you want, hold the vision of what you want, talk to people about what you want. Like, just keep doing that. And again, I just keep coming back to, we are going into a fire energy, and it is about action. And whatever you focus on, if you think that the stuff you have been attracting and creating and manifesting before, if you're focused on shit, think what's going to happen during a fire energy. How much more amplified and how much quicker it's going to come. So 2026, in the next 20 years, it's like, be very, very, very intentional about what you want, and hold that thoughts about what you want. And if you feel those thoughts coming up, creeping in about the doom and gloom and how things suck, and you better change it fast, because it's going to come. Whatever you think about, it's going to come, and it's going to come hard, and it's going to get your attention, and then you get to choose what you want to do with it. And my goal is to be very intentional this year with my time, my energy, my focus, very intentional. Because for me to accomplish what I want to accomplish, I have to be intentional. And I want the universe on my side helping me along the way. So that's my choice. So, and we all have the choices.
We certainly do.
Yeah.
We certainly do. And then it goes back to conversations we've had them. It's been a while. But just reminding ourselves the foods that we eat, the things that we listen to, the things that we watch, the things that we say, the songs that we sing, like all this stuff is we're creating from that space. The energy that you're feeling. So it's like finding ways to uplift yourself. And going back to the conversation of the people that you chose to share this with, you knew that this was going to come from, everyone was going to come from an uplifting, healing fashion instead of from the I'm sorry this is happening to you, the doom and gloom, the lower vibrational, the things that just don't feel that good.
Yeah.
And that's the same with anything, with your conversations, knowing who you're speaking to about your creations, knowing who you're talking to about your life, and because you want to feel uplifted when you're sharing this stuff. You don't want to feel anything other than that, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's like feeling uplifted. Come on, guys. It feels a lot better than anything else. Let's be real. And until you start paying attention to that, you just don't know. But it's like taking the time and having the awareness with yourself, checking in with how you feel, getting to know yourself. All of this is a benefit to you.
Yeah.
All of it. Everything that we've spoke about is a benefit to you, to all of us,
Yeah. Yeah.
for the greatest good of all.
And we think that things are just happening to us. Um, but really it's not just you. There's so many other components to the experience that um you like just moving through this experience. How many people am I actually going to affect by it? By the posts that I did, by other people reading those posts, by conversations outside of, with people that like, how it's a wildfire. I have no idea.
It is.
I have
It's a
no
confidence
idea.
builder too. It is. It's for each individual, and it gives them an opportunity to step in and be that healer, to be able to say prayers for someone else to feel like they've been empowered because they can do something for somebody else because they've wanted to do something for someone else. And it's that simple. It's just that simple as holding space for somebody else in a high vibrational frequency,
Yeah.
uplifting.
And to be honest, that wasn't even us having this conversation. What isn't even a thought in my thought process when I put the post out there? It was, listen, this is what I want. I'm asking, please do it if you feel guided. That's it. That was the only place where my thoughts were, until you and I are having this conversation right now, where I'm like, wow, this is affecting hundreds of people, if not ending up thousands of people, if not millions of people, just from one experience, and me putting that out there, for them to be involved if they want to. So, so that's exciting. I'm like, thanks, mom, for having this experience, because look what's happening, right? It's like there's the
Exactly.
gratitude of it.
Exactly. And it uplifts the whole world. It uplifts the whole universe. It's like it's a total shift.
Yeah.
I
And
love it.
so here's what I'm going to point out, because this is such a great teaching moment. And you and I recently had this conversation as well. The one of the main things I teach is how to go from your doom and gloom victimhood state to a space of joy. And I just walked you through the entire process. So if you didn't get it, go back and watch this video or listen to the audio. Is, first of all, you're in the doom and gloom. My doom and gloom was being in my thoughts, my emotions, starting to get balled up and all that. And I was like, no, what's happening here? What am I learning about myself? So first, giving knowledge to whatever the hell is the heaviness. Write it down. I say write it down, and because it's better to get it out of your body, out on paper. But write it down. If you got heaviness, write it down. Get it out of your body. Get it out of your system. Then it's, what am I learning from this? So my process was, what's actually causing this emotion? What past experiences am I attaching this to, or similar to, or the fear of it, the being scared, the little girl maybe not feeling safe, rejection, abandonment could be wrapped up in that. Here's my mom's going to abandon me, right? Getting all fear based. That wasn't a thought, but it could have been. So what am I learning about myself through this process? That's step number 2. Step number 3, I express gratitude. You know what? thanks, Mom, for having this experience, because hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people are going to be affected by this one experience just because I put something out. Now, there are other family members wrapped up in this experience, so any offshoots of them are going to be affected. My mom's friends, offshoots of her is going, like, and then offshoots of the people involved in the groups that are receiving these posts and doing the visualization. How much is it going to amplify and um help them in their own growth and expansion of knowing what to focus on, right? So gratitude, step number 3. So acknowledge the heaviness, acknowledge what it is you're learning about yourself through the process. Where's the gratitude? Find the gratitude. The gratitude also, not only are all these people going to be affected, but the gratitude that I got to look at some other parts of me that needed some healing. It's helping me stand in this experience with more confidence. Like, what am I learning about myself, right? Then the gratitude of all of that. So now it's not a, oh my God, my mom's in the hospital, she's gonna have surgery, oh crap. It's a, wow, my mom went in the hospital and all this great stuff happened because of it. Whether she decides to stay or not, that is not the point at this moment, because that's going to be a whole nother experience, right? So grateful. Well, my mom went in the hospital. It's pretty cool that this happened, and all these things are coming to light about it. And then you go, once you kind of do that process, step 1, 2, and 3 is go do something joyful. Go do something that's going to lift you up, because you just moved through some heaviness. Yes, you came out into gratitude. Now keep amplifying that gratitude with some joy. So go do something that lifts you up. Go play, go laugh, go dance, go be in nature, take a bath, whatever. Maybe just play a very uplifting, body moving song that you can sing your heart out with, that really lifts you up. So that's the last step. 4 steps. And that's what my primary teaching is about, is those 4 steps to move you from heaviness to joy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
We did the whole process. So there you go. So save this video, save the information, save the steps, and come back to it every single time you start feeling you're getting into some heavy emotions. Just come back to this and repeat the steps. And there are going to be multiple layers, so it's okay with where you're at. Just move through the steps, because each time you release and heal, the lighter you get, the lighter you get, the lighter you get, and the better you move through experiences with ease, without pulling all your baggage with you, because you've released some. So each time it gets a little easier
and faster. You find yourself not in that space very long.
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, it was 5 minutes that you were processing this. Like, wait a minute, and then you walk through the journey of the whole thing in a matter of a short amount of time, from the time you were driving to work, less than the time that you were driving to work.
And by the time I got to work, because all of us work well together in our office, by the time I got to work, I was feeling okay, feeling better, not greatest, but feeling better. But then there was laughter in the office. So it was like, okay, there you go. Right? Universe helping me out and just providing what it is that I desired in the time. And there it was. So nice. Let the universe help you too.
It's true. And it's an inside job though, because it's like you've practiced steps to walk through a lot of this stuff. So it was already there. So your subconscious was aware of how to help you. Unconsciously, you're aware of it, and it brought it right to the fore. It's like, no, we didn't have to stay in this place. We can walk right through this. Yep. We've learned these things. And so it's like, be easy on yourself, for the others that are listening, that sometimes you might get a little bit caught up, but stop and go back and look at how you wrote everything down, and process through everything, and see how you feel afterwards, because it is going to shift. And maybe you can do it more than one time.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, friends, this was full of information, so I definitely save this video for sure. And also be resourceful, share it with your friends, family, coworkers. they're having these internal conversations that you may not even know about. And so just by you opening that door, and even if you just crack it a little, that invites somebody in to have a conversation, and you can say, hey, you know what, I watched this video. Doesn't mean you have to be the coach, the teacher, or anything else. Just say, hey, this, you know what, I just listened to this video, and or read this book, or listened to the spiritual teacher. Like, not just saying Bev and I, but any other content out there that's helping you, share it, because people are seeking this, seeking help, and you could be that person that's the bridge between them and the resource. So you can find us on many platforms. So we're here on, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Spreaker, Podcast Addict, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all over. We're everywhere almost. There's a few we're not on, but it's okay. So we're in enough places, let me tell you. So anyway, do you have any final words, Bev?
Enjoy the journey. You've been
All
given a
right.
lot of different tools in the last, got a lot of our videos. You've been given a lot of different tools to make this journey a lot more easy on you. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be hard, even when it feels like it sometimes. And there's always someone to talk to that you can reach out. And if you don't have someone to talk to, you have Amy and I. You can reach out to us, and we're here for you.
Yeah. So Bev does some coaching, I do some coaching, and we're here. So if you have questions or comments, post them, and we'll come back to them at our the quickest we can.
Yeah.
And if you have any topics, or maybe you have an experience that you're moving through, and you're seeking some guidance, and you don't have to be detail oriented, but you can definitely put something in the comments to give us an idea of what you're moving through, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what we have found to be beneficial is, when you're internally asking for guidance, go get a book that you've read, like a personal growth, personal development book, or spiritual book, or um, any kind of book that's helpful, and then just open the pages to some just random page. Um, a lot of times for Bev and I, it's a video of some podcast video or something pops up on our feed, and we'll listen to it, and it's like, oh, that's exactly what I needed right now. So
Yes.
so you could do that too. Just go pick one of our random video, randomly go pick one of our videos and listen to it, and let the universe surprise you of what you learn.
Yes, 100%.
So fun. All right,
So fun.
friends. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tea time and 8 with Amy and Bev, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.